Welcome back to our countdown to Christmas here on the Bruderhof YouTube channel.
Here we are again.
It's getting more and more exciting.
Yeah, I love these videos, Rich.
Yeah, well, it gets us all in a festive mood. Now, in past years, long-term viewers of our channel will be aware that for the past 2 years, we put on a online Christmas concert. This started during COVID when we couldn't do in-person group singing, Christmas caroling. So we got people from all over our communities to submit video recordings of themselves singing songs that we like. And those are such fun events. We're not doing that this year. And I think that's for a positive reason, right, Doreen?
Yeah, and I think, even if we would resurrect that in years to come, it's probably good to give it a break so that it can be appreciated. You can always go back and watch the old recordings.
Yeah, we will put links to the old recordings. They still stand up. But the positive reason that we're not doing that is that this year we can do in-person Christmas caroling and group singing in our communities, to which you are warmly invited.
Yeah. And that's an experience in and of itself, just to get together, like the act of actually being in the same room and raising your voices together to sing a Christmas carol is way better than watching it on a screen, I think.
Much better. As fun as that was. Here at Woodcrest, we will be doing that on December the 10th and December the 17th. So you have 2 shots at it. If you happen to live in New York, you can come and sing with us. Those are Saturday evenings. There will also be a live nativity, which will be a great experience for the whole family.
And you can always check the Bruderhof Facebook page, the events.
Yeah, check the events. That's
because
exactly
other
right.
community locations will probably also have carol sings as well.
Almost certainly. England, Austria, maybe even South Korea, who knows. So, as I guess you've probably guessed, the subject of this video is singing, Christmas singing, our favorite Christmas songs. But first I thought maybe we should do the 30,000 foot view of why do we bother with group singing? We are blessed with technology that allows us to listen to any genre of music whenever we want to fit the mood. If we're interested in listening to a beautiful classical symphony or a folk musician singing Christmas songs or other, we can dial that up, anything to fit our mood, and performed at a quality that few or none of us would manage to match. So why do we?
Because it's produced.
Because it's produced, and also the people are more talented.
Exactly. Well, good way of putting it.
But why? And so that technological ability kind of obscures or outmodes, maybe seems to outmode the need for group singing. So why would we persist in singing as a group? This is something I've thought a bit about. I don't know if you have any thoughts, Doreen.
No, I think this is a really good topic, and I think we've kind of when we were initially talking about making this video, we were talking about what our favorite, collaborating on a Christmas playlist. And now I think this is actually a way more important thing to discuss is why to come away from the production and from the overly engineered Christmas music and what it means to sing together. And it's really not so much about the sound, but it more evokes a spirit of harmony and unity. And it's also something that can embrace everybody, including the children. And I think, at least in our community, the children are often the leaders in bringing the community together to sing. And there's always a long lineup of kids waiting to suggest their favorite Christmas carol and song. So there's something about that that's really special and brings a Christmas message in a more real and tangible way, I think.
Yeah, definitely in our house that is the case. We do the most singing with our youngest kids. As they get older, they tend to kind of lose the plot and why we're doing it. So that's why I was thinking about why do we do that? In a way to also maybe convey that to people who don't see a point in it anymore. So if you think back, a lot of singing, group singing happened for a variety of reasons. So I think the primary one was one of consolation, or one of the primary ones, consolation. So if we think of people in hard circumstances. Paul and Silas bound in jail, right? Singing through the night to encourage themselves. We think of enslaved people the world over, and how they used songs to remind themselves of a better time that was to come in the next world or in that world. Other reasons to make work easier. There's this really cool little video clip on YouTube that was shot in 1940 by the British Council. It's of these women in the Hebrides in Scotland, and they're doing this ancient process of like cleaning tweed, and they're singing while they're doing it. It's like 10 of them at this table, and they're singing while they're rolling this tweed back and forth to get the oil and dirt out of it.
I didn't even know they could film in the 40s.
Well, yeah, this was like something done to sort of show these are the traditions we're protecting in this time of war. So the BBC or the British Council commissioned this cinematographer to go around and sort of shoot these traditional British pastimes or work practices. In a film like Oh Brother Where Art Thou, we see chain gangs singing to sort of make the work a bit more interesting. And of course, that was a real thing that happened. That's a recording of an actual chain gang in the film. And what was the other one I thought of? Resistance, obviously. Singing as a way to resist. And in our country, we think of the civil rights movement, but resistance movements around the world when there was injustice, people sang to experience togetherness. So these are all wonderful reasons to sing. And in our own history, in the Bruderhof's history, so we kind of have our roots in the early 20th century in Germany, in the German youth movement, which was a movement of young people. You can kind of think of them as proto-hippies who wanted to be back to the land, find what was authentic, and they rediscovered German folk songs and found in that like an expression of like what was truly human. And so that sort of influenced our communities over the years. And that's why we sing. But we're finding ourselves constantly having to remind ourselves why we do that.
Yeah, and I think probably the most obvious one is as you pointed out in the threads through history, is how it's such a powerful form of worship and a way to pray. And I think what's so unique about singing as well is that it's something you can do, like you mentioned, alongside another activity or together. So there's like two different actions happening, and I think that those things merging can make it more powerful. Be it sitting in a circle together, working, like you mentioned. Me and my sisters always sang at the dish sink.
Oh, really?
So yeah, like
that's very cool.
It just also like brings out these memories, and mostly they're good. They're wonderful and they're uplifting.
Yeah, I think what you mentioned, prayer and worship, that experience of transcendence. I was reading a letter that's often shared on social media from Kurt Vonnegut, the great author of Slaughterhouse-Five and other novels, to a group of high school students and encouraging them to do art every day. And he mentioned singing, among writing poetry was another one. And he said the reason we do this is not for fame or recognition or because we're good at it, is so that we can grow our souls.
Yeah.
And it's true. Your soul does grow when you're able to, and you learn what's inside you when you're able to like express yourself in these different ways. Anyway, so that's just a little lead up to thinking about what our favorite Christmas songs are and Christmas music. So Doreen, start it off.
So my favorite Christmas song, and this is a really tough choice, as I'm sure it is for everyone, but I'd have to say, "O Come All Ye Faithful," just because it's so triumphant. I mean, it has that in the lyrics, obviously, but it's also something that so many people can connect to, and it's about coming to Jesus and laying everything down there at the manger, and then kind of like foreshadowing Jesus's life work for his people. So, and then into the kingdom. So that's probably my favorite traditional Christmas carol. I
don't think I can pick a favorite, but I'll just say one that I find extremely beautiful, is In the Bleak Midwinter.
Yeah.
Gorgeous carol, gorgeous harmonies, and points to the heart of Christmas, of the gospel that we give. Each of us gives our heart to Jesus. So I love that song a lot.
Yeah, no, that is like probably a favorite as well. But when I was thinking about this video, I was also thinking about, music in general. And for me, and also probably in the Bruderhof tradition that goes alongside singing, is the playing of instruments. So for me, Christmas is not complete without a lot of strings. I love quartets, any sort of like violin and cello combination. I don't. A lot of members of my family do, so I appreciate their contributions. But growing up, a lot of singing evenings with our family or with guests and extended family was always accompanied by violins and cellos. So no Christmas is complete without that. And for me, like my favorite Christmas album that, if you guys are interested in looking up, is it's called A String Quartet Christmas, which is put together by Arturo Del Moni, who's a concert master of the New York City Ballet. And I think he's just a fabulous violinist, and just the way he plays is special. So it starts out with Joy to the World, which is another favorite Christmas song, and it's kind of this big like wind up into a joyful explosion. So I'll be singing along to that every time.
I'll be checking that one out. Haven't listened to that one yet. Another beautiful Christmas song that we sing here is a song, I believe it's originally German. It's called The May Trees Are Flowering, which is kind of an odd title for a song. Thinking that for most of us, we experience Christmas in wintry climates, but it's about the new life, the new growth that comes when we experience the birth of Jesus, and how we can change our hearts. Once again, change our hearts, be transformed ourselves to be like him, to live in his likeness. And a gorgeous song, which I will link to.
Yeah, definitely.
Because we have a beautiful recording of that.
The poetry in that song is phenomenal. I would also say that Christmas is surprisingly multicultural, obviously. I mean, like, it's something we all share across the world. So within our tradition, we also have a lot of songs from across the globe. And another favorite is from Puerto Rico. He is born within a stable, and I'm pretty sure we can supply a recording.
We do have a recording of that. Actually, a very vibrant video, a music video made by the Swinger family last year.
Yeah.
I think that was them, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so that's worth re-listening to. Great sing-along.
Let me see. I'll do one more. This is a really simple song that our family sings at breakfast because it's short, but it's also gorgeous. It's the Gorgeous Round. It's the Latin for "To God be the glory," Gloria Soli Deo Gloria. Only to God be the glory, and it's a gorgeous harmony, and just love it. I'll link to that one too.
Awesome. Well, I had a lot more on here, but they're not necessarily from the Bruderhof tradition, so
well, we'd love to
leave that for another time.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has their favorite Christmas songs.
Yeah.
Most people I know do Christmas carol, so list your favorites, list your favorite recordings, and keep looking forward to Christmas. We'll see you next week.